This is the story of the mystic star known as Astrea and the 6 planets that orbit her. In a distant past, Astrea gifted one child in each of the 6 worlds with an astrarium, a relic that holds the secrets of the stars. These children became known as the 6-sided oracles. Ruled by the tenets of the Mother Star, they guided their people and built thriving civilizations that mastered the art of astromancy. Thus began the Starlit Age, an era bathed in light and blessed with Astrea's celestial gifts. Then, unexpectedly, Astrea went silent and started to fade. Worried by her absence, the oracles decided to investigate. An anomaly was noticeable in the Star Mother's heart. Afraid of what could happen, they devised the creation of a towering monument in the capital of the 6th world, Aquarius. One that would remove the anomaly. But they found that below the light there was fire, and below the fire there was darkness. Astrea's heart fell into Aquarius, and a fiery cataclysm was unleashed, engulfing the entire star system and corrupting the souls of the weak-willed. That day became known as the Crimson Dawn. Still, Astrea's gifts remain scattered across the worlds, and with them it is possible to purify her dark influence. But the ones who could manipulate them are not present anymore. After a long silence, echoes of the ancient cataclysm are once again surfacing and threatening to swallow the persisting worlds. With the spread of corruption, the once lost astrariums have awakened and have started calling the descendants of the 6-sided oracles. Guided by the mysterious call, they set out on a journey to Aquarius in a final effort to defend all they've ever known. Welcome everybody to a new series. This is going to be Ben Plays Astrea 6-Sided Oracles. Say that really fast. There's a lot of S's in there. But I played the demo of this game last summer, and I really liked it. It didn't let you go very far in the game, so I'm hoping lots of new stuff is open. We get to start as Mooney, the Astral Disciple. It's a dice rolling roguelike game where you try to roll dice and defeat enemies. It's really cool. I'm a huge fan of the mechanic of this game, the core mechanic of this game, and the lore is really neat too. You didn't get to get very far into it in the demo, so I'm excited to learn more about the game and see how good we are at it. I was middling at the demo. I'm not gonna claim I'm the best player at Astrea, but I've been having a good time, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Oh my, Astrea, what am I supposed to do? What's happening? My dear friend got corrupted. There's nothing I can do. I can't save her. Wait, who are you? What are you doing here? No one comes to this doomed planet. I'm Mooney. I was called to Aquarius by this grimoire. Grimoire? Wait! This is one of the 6-sided oracles astrariums. If you have this grimoire, it means that you are one of the new oracles. And you can save her. Here she comes! Oh lord, he coming. What? Oracle? Oh, lord. Oh, my dear friend! How could I let this happen to you? We gotta purify her fast before she gets stronger. You'll need to learn a few things to purify her. But first, let's draw dice. This is gonna be like the tutorial to teach us how the game works. So we've rolled. Their dice are red, mine are blue. This is your dice hand. You need to use those dice to purify your enemies back to normal. The enemies also roll dice, but they roll the same dice each turn. After you play all your actions, enemies will activate the action that they rolled. So we have like a deck of dice here. We've only got 4 right now, but you can get more, and then you only roll so many at a time, and you'll cycle through them and then start over. So you wanna, it's like the whole Slay the Spire lean deck building concept, but with dice instead of cards. These are the main actions of our world: Purify and Corrupt. Purify decreases corruption. That means it will damage enemies and heal you. Corrupt is the opposite, increases corruption, meaning that it heals enemies and damages you. Note that corrupt actions have a red outline. Actions with a red outline are considered mandatory actions and need to be used before you end your turn. Therefore, you must use all corrupt actions before you end your turn. This is the enemy corruption meter. It starts fully filled with corruption, and you need to purify it to win the battle. You also have a corruption meter. Starts fully filled with purification. But if your corruption meter gets fully filled with corruption, you will lose 1 heart. If you lose all your hearts, you will become corrupted and lose the game. Let's try to purify her. So this is like temporary HP. If you clear out all of your temporary HP, you lose 1 permanent HP. You can get these back, but it's pretty rare that you can heal those. The other thing that we can do is we can deal corruption to this guy. Normally it would heal him, but because he's at full HP, it doesn't do anything. So we want to start with those because we have to play them, and the alternative would be to drop it on top of ourselves, which we don't want to do. So then we can blast them twice, and then end our turn. And they're going to hit us once, which is fine. New dice drawn. Pretty good hand. Right-click on this die to view all its faces. This one. So you can see you could get 3 chances for a 2, 2 chances for a 3, and then 1 chance for a 4. You can right-click on any die to view all its faces. This one you can see is always a 1 corruption, so that's just kind of a thing you have to deal with. This one's 2 and 3. This one's all 2 and some 1s. This one's an area purify. You can, based on the symbol, that means it would deal damage to all the enemies, but there's only 1, so it's effectively just like this dice. This one only deals purification to yourself. You can do purification to any target. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit myself, heal myself, and then we're going to end this guy. Oh no, too late! She's resisting your purification. She's getting stronger. Whoa, second boss phase. All enemies have an over-corruption meter. When they receive corruption, they get healed, but their over-corruption also increases. Once an enemy's over-corruption meter gets filled, they will get over-corrupted and activate the action attached to it immediately. So this is when you got to be careful about corrupting the enemy, is they have other things they can activate by just dropping corruption on top of them. I think you will need to use all your Astrarium power to purify her. As one of the 6-sided oracles, you have the power to use corruption in your favor. Attached to your corruption meter are actions called virtues, these 3 things. As your corruption increases and passes a virtue, that virtue is enabled to be played. When enabled, virtues can be played just like dice. These virtues can be enabled multiple times per turn. Now, please purify my dear friend, Oracle, you are our only hope. So this is like the balance between keeping your HP filled and keeping it a little lower so you can activate these things each turn. This one deals corruption to themselves, deals corruption to any target, deal corruption to yourself. Okay. Let's start by dealing 3 corruption to ourselves. This allows us to drop purification on this guy, and then we can re-roll dice from any target. That's as bad as that dice is going to get, so we're just going to leave that alone. This one's always a 2 as well, so there's no point in re-rolling that one. This one I am going to re-roll because it can't get any better, or get any worse than a 1. And we'll only re-roll this 1 dice. Alright, it was just a 1 again. So then, what I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to deal corruption to myself again to activate this guy. Draw a dice. And then this is what I was hoping for, is I was going to just purify myself back to full while hitting him for 1. And then I think that's good. He's healed himself a little bit and then gone for over corruption. This virtue is different. At the start of your turn, it will be automatically enabled and can be played only once per turn. Convert one of your... Oh, we can change from corruption to purify. So we should drop it on this guy, since it's the only corruption die we have. And then we're just gonna go all in here, since there's not a whole lot we can do differently. And then he's gonna corrupt himself for 3, and then that'll cause him to corrupt me for 3. But not much we can do to change that, so we're just gonna eat it, and that will activate our virtues for the next turn as well. Go ahead and roll. What does this do? Corrupt to yourself, corrupt to a target. Alright, so let's convert this one. This one we have to play on this guy, so we might as well. And then go ahead and drop that on him. We'll re-roll both of these dice here. And then we can purify ourselves. Might as well. And just drop that on that guy. Alright, that was kind of a holding pattern. Over corrupted again. That'll activate both of these. Not too bad. Corrupt to themselves, that's fine. So we don't want to deal corruption to him this time if we can avoid it. Let's see here. This is all ones, so that's going to stay the same. Go ahead and change that to Purification. Is there anything we'd want to re-roll? This one would be the one we'd want to re-roll. Still no... I don't know if the re-rolls actually work for us yet. But let's go ahead and just drop Purification on this fool. Oh, we're 1 shy. That's okay. We'll get him next round. It's back up to 3. We should be able to kill him this round. I would be very surprised. Yep. 3 and done. Heck yeah. Oh my Astrea, I was so scared, but you did it. She's back. Oh dear, I got corrupted. Again. But I didn't need your help. I'm sure I would be able to purify myself at any time. You were doomed! You were about to become one of those things forever. You're exaggerating, Safe. How many times have I got corrupted? I've lost count. But here I am, alive and uncorrupted. Don't mind her, she's just an old grumpy Mesa. You wouldn't believe it. She has the grimoire that belongs to the Noctuan Oracle, one of the 6-sided oracles. Say again? How could that be? My brother used to be one of them, that's why I'm here. I don't know. This grimoire has been protected by my family for generations. I feel it is calling me to the Astrea's heart, the source of all corruption. So you know what to do? You need to go to where the Crimson Dawn happened. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Mesa, the Antiquarian. And this little talking sentinel here is Safe, the Bellkeeper. We will help you along your journey. If you bring us star shards, we can use them to improve your resources. May Astrea bless you. Thanks, Mooney. Good luck on your journey. Thanks, guys. And that's kind of the basics of Astrea. You can see this is like one long run here. We get some star shards. Oh, we got to start with a normal battle here. Now we have multiple enemies here. We're gonna try our best. So let's see here. What do we got? The only corruption die, but it's actually a really strong die to convert. For 3. And then what do? Reroll up to any 2 dice from any target. You have a 4 to yourself, which is actually not great, unless we can kill you this turn, which I don't think we can. These all have a little bit of a risk to being a negative all of a sudden. But I think we're gonna go ahead and play that, and I want to re-roll both of these. If we get the negative, we can just drop it on ourselves, and that'll activate some of our virtues, which I think we can use to our benefit. Alright, that didn't do exactly what I wanted to. Apply Shadow Mantle to you, which blocks Purification until the end of your turn. They'll do 2 to me, and then they're going to do 4 to themselves. So maybe we leave you alone and drop all of this on this guy. So if you were going to heal yourself 4, it doesn't really matter. They did over-corrupt, though, which I forgot about. So we've enabled all of our things here. Area enemy purify, dear purification to all enemies. Okay. So let's go ahead and convert this dice. Let's light shield ourselves. I kind of want to see if we can area enemy purify. Okay, I see. It's purification only to the enemies, not ourselves included. So let's drop this on this fool, and then 1. Let's draw a new dice. Got 2 out of it, that's good. And then what we can do here is 1, 2. You're gone. Or you've been purified, I should say. Now you run away. Heal ourselves. Oh, they blocked our purification. So he's gonna corrupt us for 2. This is gonna block 1. So we will be down to 1 temporary HP left. So let's go ahead and drop the purification on him. We can't reroll anything anymore, Mooney, so that's fine. Alright, we're down to 1, but now we have a lot of stuff to play with. He's got 2 coming for us again. Let's do 1, 2... Oh, we don't even have to do a lot of that. Okay, cool. That worked out perfectly. We also had this guy to drop on him as well, so we were doing just fine. We got some star shards, and we get to choose up to 2 dice. So we want to be selective about our dice here. When I was playing the demo, I had a bad habit of just picking up all the dice, and that getting me into trouble. So let's see here. I kind of like going for the risky dice, because we have that ability to convert things and we have so many options to reroll. Having a dice that's like really strong, like has really, really strong output with fairly minimal negatives. Like this 2 might be painful. I'm kind of torn between these 2, but I think I'm going to do the Purify++. Now, here's where it gets complicated. It's when we get these extra things like Twilight Sigil. So it's creatures that have Twilight Sigil receive X purification, so it multiplies the amount of damage. The cool thing about that is if we got this and dropped this guy on that and then got the 12 roll on the dice we just picked, you know, now all of a sudden you're doing 36 or 24 damage to them. This one is cool though because you can convert dice from the damage dice, but these could be pretty damaging. Corruption to everybody, corruption to yourself. I think I like the Twilight Sigil for the multiplication effect. Get some more star shards. We have another normal battle here. This time it's just 1. He's got something called Agony. At the end of this turn, apply Doom to this creature. Doom increases corruption value by X, so this would slowly, like, you want to beat him faster because he will slowly gain power over time. So let's see, what do we got here? I think I'm going to re-roll this guy. Oh, we can't because we didn't activate this yet. Area Purify. We might as well drop that on him. Oh, we can play this one and we can re-roll this dice. There we go. I was hoping we'd get this. So he's got Twilight Sigil, and now that did, oh, never mind. Change a die with it. Whenever a die is converted, receives 2 purification. I understand now. I thought it was a multiplier. It's still pretty good, because we convert things pretty often. So every time we convert something, we'll add purification. Is that... if only... I guess we'll find out. If we only convert his dice, does it work? We gotta start blasting this guy, otherwise he's gonna get way too strong. We got the 11. That's great. We want to... I think we want to re-roll some things here. Let's re-roll that. We're gonna keep this one. And then we'll just re-roll the 1 die. I was kind of hoping we'd get the corruption there because then I could trigger this thing. But for now, let's just put a light shield on ourselves. And then keep hurting this dude. And then enter. Alright, he's pretty weak. Now his stuff is going to start getting really strong. Alright, now. Enhance one die from any target. Increase a die with type of purify action with value 1 to value 6. Okay. So I'm going to do something a little weird. I'm going to harm ourselves to be able to trigger this reroll. I want to try and get our big boost if we can. And then we're just going to do the basic reroll, because one corruption is not going to be the end of the roll if we roll it. And then we roll both. Oh, I'm such a dummy. Let's enhance. Let's convert this one. And then we're going to enhance you. Oh, yes! And then we're going to drop this on your head. And then we're just going to purify you for a little bit. And we will take 4 damage, which will trigger all of our virtues, but we should be okay. These die are going to get real strong now, but he's only 6 health left, so we should be okay here. So let's go ahead and Twilight Sigil creatures with Sigil X receive Purification whenever a die is converted. Okay, so yeah, this deals Purification when you convert a dice, so you want to drop those on your enemies as much as you possibly can. Go ahead and draw that dice. Sorry, I was wrong about how Twilight Sigil works, but that's actually pretty solid, is if you can just stack that up over and over again, and then just convert a lot of dice, it's actually pretty slick. So this one's just a reroll dice, which is kind of neat. That one's pretty strong, so we'll just go ahead and drop that. Actually, we just killed you. It's one of those games where you do all the work, and then you're like, wait a minute, there's a simple way to solve this. Now. Lose a heart cannot be forged. That's wild. This is a really risky dice. This one is interesting. It's just a pretty high damage dice. And then it has also this one to redraw a dice. I actually really like the punch die here. Deal Purification to an enemy deals additional purification for each doom you have. We don't really have any way to get doom, so I think that one's kind of out. This one scares the hell out of me. So we could skip, but I think I'm going to go with the punch die, and then if we get the chance to recycle any of our basic dice, we'll just want to cycle those out. Now, Mind Wreck deals 4 purification to all targets, adds a Dizzy Hex die into your die pool. A die with different types of corrupt actions. Void Seek, choose a die from your discard to draw and roll is pretty cool. I don't really care for this die. It's not super great. This one is the only one I'm really tempted by, but I think I'm gonna skip it. Try to keep our deck of dice a little slimmer. We have Unknown Event. I don't want any more die. Here we can destroy dice, which is cool. So let's go to the event. We've been ambushed. What does ambush do? You can't see what an enemy with hidden is rolled, but you see their die. Okay, so let's always assume they have the worst case scenario coming for us. He's already got Doom. Alright, this is a pretty dangerous enemy, so let's go ahead and convert this die. And then let's just blast him a bunch. He's gonna hit us for 3, yep. So this triggers our 2 virtues at least. So let's assume he's gonna do 3 to us. Let's deal here and re-roll this dice and this dice. Now, we will try and re-roll again. I'm pretty happy with this one, so we'll drop Drop that one. This one's fine, so we'll only reroll this one dice. Give me the big roll, yes! Alright, drop that on him. Twilight Sigil is great. Let's assume we're gonna get blasted for 3. Can I convert a Purification dice? I can. Okay, so just hit him for 12. He's been outbreaked, which gives him Doom. Alright, let's so if he rolled a 3, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just be okay. And we'll just hit him again, I guess. Yeah, I know you still have... Oh, you do. Thank you for reminding me. Still have virtues to be played. That would have sucked if I had missed that one. Okay, he dealt 4 to me that time, but we should be able to take him out this time with a decent roll. A 5! We've done it. Die. He's been purified. Off he swims. Collect all. Now. Convert all dice until the end of enemy's turn. That would cycle, or that would pair well with the ability that damages every time you convert. But I hate this dissolve life. That scares the crap out of me. Deal purification to any target, deals 2 additional purification for each die enhanced during this battle. We do have some enhance going on, but not a ton. I'm not a huge fan of any of these dice. Let's skip. Ingenious Touch, change 1 die from your hand into Purify 1 action until the end of enemy's turn. Does that count as conversion or not? I'm not sure. This one is Astral Rebound. The next 2 dice you play are returned to your dice pool instead of being discarded. Or, deal Purification to an enemy for each risky die you have in your dice pool. We only have 2 right now. So the more risky dice we get, the better. I'm still not convinced these are super great. So I know it's a lot of skipping, but I'm not a huge fan of those dice. So let's go to the forge. Hey, the Oracle is here. Here's what I can make with your star shards. Let's destroy. And we're gonna get rid of some of our basic dice here. So this one might be up there. This one might be up there, and this one as well. I guess those are the same dice. That one's pretty solid. So I think I'm going to get rid of a Stellar Cleanse. We could destroy 1 more dice, so let's get rid of the second Stellar Cleanse. And then... Oh, we can improve our virtues, I think. Forge actions? What does this do? Discard up to 3 dice from your hand. If you do, deal 3 purification to a random enemy X times, where X is the number of dice discarded. That sounds really useful, because it would allow us to cycle dice that we don't want, especially if they're going to deal like a lot of damage. Is this a virtue? Oh no, it changes a side to this one. That's really neat. Let's see. Let's try to modify our minor enhance then, because these are pretty damaging. Ah, very cool. You can change the dice faces. I like that. Okay, so these are changing dice faces. Very cool. So maybe in the future, if we don't want to destroy dice, we could just modify some of our dice to make them even better. We got normal battle or a hard battle. Let's try the hard battle. He's got thick skin, thorns, and grim awakening. It applies doom to himself in 3 turns. When purification is received from others, purification source receives 1 corruption. So every time we hurt him, we get 1 corruption. And then also decreases purification by 1. So you gotta be careful there. Okay. So let's, I'm gonna do something a little odd. Let's go ahead and deal damage to him. It's not gonna hurt him, but it's gonna hurt me, which allows me to re-roll. And I definitely want to re-roll that one. And then I'm going to keep this one, because we can just convert it. So just re-roll the 1. We enhance, so let's enhance. Why can't I do can only play enhance on a value of 1. Oh, okay, so we would want to keep a 1 for the enhance. I understand. I thought it would allow you to enhance any value from 1 to 6. But I get it. This turns a 1 into a 6. Very interesting. Okay, I gotcha. Now, let's be careful here. 3 will damage us a little. That one we can't use, but let's go ahead and purify ourselves, because he's gonna get ready to hurt us. Get ready for the corruption. So his Grim Awakening is ticked down a little. Alright, so we want to reroll. This one we definitely want to reroll. This one I think I would go ahead and reroll. So that's gonna damage us a little. Let's play this one on ourselves, so go ahead and reroll these 2. We didn't get the big one. And then let's go ahead and reroll them again, because they're exactly the same. Alright, so now we have Purify, damage, and then we have to... Oh, let's convert this, obviously. And then we don't have to play this one, right? Yeah, because it wasn't red anymore. Alright, he hit us for 2. We got our reroll re-instanced. And now we have Twilight Sigil. So Twilight Sigil is great. This one is Minor Enhance, which we will use on this die. Now it is a 6. Which will trigger this ability. This one is, we might as well play it. Or can you not play it when you don't have any dice to reroll? Let's not re-roll his dice. You can, but I don't really feel like that's a good benefit. And then let's go ahead and actually purify... Oh, you can only purify the enemy. I see. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so he's going to deal 2 damage to us, but we should be okay. We're gonna try and heal ourselves a lot. He's been Grim Awakened, so now he's doomed, a little stronger than before. Oh, we got the 11 though. We should be in a pretty okay spot. So this is enough to kill him. So now we have to heal ourselves. Let's go ahead and draw a new dice. That's not what we wanted to see. Reroll. What are you? Okay, you'll give us some health. You'll also give us some health. You'll also give us some health. So let's just reroll 2 of these guys. There we go. That's what I needed to see. So healing, healing. This will hurt him. This will kill him. Oh, right, he's got a block. So now we kill him. We just had to make sure we were going to live through the thorns. He's been turned into a small crab. 100 gold, a chest, and a star blessing. Alright, let's check out these dice here. Research and increases enhance effectiveness by X. Draw, purify, and research. Okay. This one's just a strong dice, which isn't so terrible considering we have a conversion. And then we have refresh. Enable all your virtues, ignore any effects that disable your virtues until the next time you play them. So you could just redo your virtues. This could deal corruption to everybody, deal corruption to yourself. I'm okay with just the strong basic die since we kicked out some weaker dice earlier. The Scarlet Sigil. Creatures with Scarlet Sigil will receive purification whenever you play a risky dice. We only have 2. Change all dice from your hand with any type of purify action to area purify 1 action until the end of the enemy's turn. I don't know if I like that so much. And I'm not a huge fan of the... Well, it is Twilight Sigil, though, which is useful. But our dice deck is getting pretty big. But it does have a draw 1 die. Let's give this one a shot. I like the idea of being able to stack the sigil on the enemy. At the end of your turn, gain 1 light shield for each die in your hand. At the end of each battle, apply 3 safeguard to all enemies. At the end of your turn, apply light shield to this creature and decrease safeguard by 1. Why would you... Light shield block. Oh, it would prevent them from healing themselves. That's pretty neat. And then increase purification dealt by safe die by 1. Increase purification dealt by starter die by 1. Do we have a lot of safe die? Maybe? I like this one though. The fact that it will block their own corruption is really neat. So let's start with that one. Alright, we're not too far away. Actually, we just have the enemy boss battle upcoming. So let's destroy a dice or gain dice shard. Or gain star shards. Let's do destroy a dice. Let's get rid of that the other minor shield was the one that I think was just clogging up our deck. So let's get rid of this guy. And now we could duplicate a non-epic die. Let's go do that, and I want to duplicate our big damage die. This one. Or do we want to duplicate the one that we changed the face on? This guy. Let's enhance. We have an okay number of dice that do 1 damage, but not a ton. So maybe let's go all in on the big dice. I like that idea. We got a lot of abilities to reroll. Let's go to the shrine. Sacrifice a heart to gain a star blessing, gain 100 shards, or recover a heart. Well, we don't need to recover a heart. I like the idea of gaining star shards. And now we will fight the sanctuary parasite. Holy crap. Oh, I thought it was 600 health. Vengeful stab. Safeguarded. So he's been light shielded. Activate this enemy die every 6 times you deal purification to it. And it has 6 times. What does Vengeful Die do? Or it just activates the dice he's currently rolled? Forge Purify. Change a dice from your hand into Purify 6 for the rest of the turn. Sweet. When did I get that? Let's see here. We don't have any enhance, right? So let's play Twilight Sigil. Let's play. Yeah, let's forge this one. Go ahead and blast him, and then go ahead and put some more light shield on him. So now he's gonna corrupt myself a little bit, but not himself because he has a light shield on. All right, we've been hit for 2. Yes, big roll. Heck yeah. So Twilight Sigil. We're gonna re-roll both of these. Oh, we got the big roll for 2 of them! So discard 3 dice from your hand. We don't really need to do that because these dice are so strong. Although, if we discard this one, it just does 3 damage to him. And then we're just gonna drop all of these on top of him. He's gonna do 2 damage to us again, but we should be okay. He's gonna just 2 damage to us, not to himself, because he's got the light shield on. And now the sigil is worn off. Weird. Alright, he's got a 4 damage to me, so now we need to heal ourselves a bit. And we gotta worry about the Vengeful Stab. Activate this enemy die, and this die is like the worst one to activate because it's his strongest ability. So let's go ahead and maybe spend a round healing. So this is our minor heal shield. This one we could go ahead and convert if we re-roll it. So let's go ahead and re-roll you. Okay. So this would have to be played on him, which would trigger that guy. We have to be careful here, because if we trigger this dice, he's going to do 4 damage, and then if he's going to do it again, and it's going to trigger 4 more damage. So let's go ahead and purify again, and then let's convert. Oh, cool. So Twilight Sigil doesn't... It deals purification, but it doesn't, like, trigger this Vengeful Stab. So we can possibly avoid that for now. So let's go ahead and heal back to full and not purify him this turn, so he doesn't set off the full die, and hopefully he rolls worse next turn. Yes, so he rolled much weaker this time. So now, let's drop all the Twilight Sigils on this fool. Drop this guy. Use the Vengeful Stab for 1, not a problem. And then he's going to damage us for 1 again. Can we make you better? Let's go ahead and re-roll both of these, because if we roll the Corrupt die, we can just convert it. We didn't. But we did roll this guy, which allows us to draw a die. And that is an Enhance, which we cannot make use of, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and heal ourselves a little, and then end turn. We're doing really well against the boss. 1 damage. Lots of math going on here, so you gotta pay attention to a lot of different things going on. What is this dice? When did I get you? Oh, you're a Forge Purify? So we could forge a dice from your hand into a Purify 4. Well, he's dead, so... Bang. Having the double 12s is actually really cool. Corruption Purified, we gained 150 Star Shards. A new Sentinel, I think that's like a buddy. An Epic Dice, a Black Hole Blessing, and Recover all hearts. We didn't even lose any hearts, that's how good we are. So we have something called the Stasis Clock. He starts with Light Shield. Oh, we can like change him. Huh, I don't know what any of these do. Express Delivery, he's disoriented. That we could give him more health. Oh, these are all lock dicey, I think. I think that's why they're grayed out. So let's take the Courier. I don't know what you do, buddy. Now we have an Epic Die, which is Lunar Alignment. Decrease all dice from your hand with any type of Purify action to value 1 until the end of the enemy's turn. Deal 4 Purification to all enemies for each Purify action of any type with a value of 1 in your hand. Interesting. So that one's kind of wild. You could get a lot of weak dice and then just blast them with 5 times 4 or something. Incorruptible blocks all corruption until the start of your next turn. That's really neat. And then deal 7 to all enemies. Ooh. I like this because this is just a really strong dice. This could be really useful situationally, but I like this one. But it's all enemies. We'll go with that one. Don't overthink it. I don't know any of the enemies anyway, so I'd just be guessing at something that I don't know. Draw additional dice per turn at the start of each battle, gain 2 Doom. I don't know if I like that. Draw 1 additional dice per turn at the start of each battle, apply 1 Thorn to random enemy. Or... draw 2 additional dice per turn. You can only use 1 virtue per turn. Refresh ignores this condition. Ooh, we should have gotten those refresh. But 2 additional dice per turn is pretty solid. It lets you cycle through your deck even faster. And we don't use, like, we use virtues, but we could be selective about our virtues. We don't have to get too crazy with it. This one is interesting because we already kind of have a conversions deck going on, and adding Doom to a corrupt die just to convert it to a higher number seems like a useful synergy. I kind of want to try this one. So we'll do the 1 additional die and additional Doom. We will start with Doom. Sweet. Alright, well we've cleared Chapter 1. We'll start Chapter 2 in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed Astrea, the 6-sided oracles, you should like the video. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more Astrea or my other videos that I have going on the channel, you should subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody!